So what exactly is happening in the Middle East? Well, glad you asked, because some crazy stuff has been going down over the last little bit. The Jerusalem Post posted this on May 10th, stating Donald Trump to announce U.S. recognizes Palestinian state, Gulf diplomatic source claims. If this were to happen, this would be devastating for Israel, but this would also be bad news for the United States. There has been this media hubbub kind of undercurrent type vibe going on lately that the United States is weakening their relationship with Israel, and that Trump's relationship with Netanyahu is kind of on icy coals, if that's even a thing. That would be a thing. The reason that I don't think this is the case is because the meeting that they're having in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, the King of Jordan and the President of Egypt have not been invited to that. If there were to be some kind of proposed two-state solution or situation with Gaza going on, the leadership from those two countries would absolutely have to be present. And for something as massive as the recognition of a Palestinian state, they absolutely would want those two leaders of their countries to be present for that hearing. So I do not think that he's going to recognize a Palestinian state. I would be shocked if he did, because that would go against everything that Trump has stood for in his first term, and everything that he stood for during his run for election. The other thing that came to my attention is the fact that through all of this stuff that's happening, he has been secretly meeting with Jared Kushner, who has been advising Trump, despite his pledge to stay out of American politics and out of this whole situation in the Middle East for the time being. He wants to stay on the down low to spend time with his family, raise his kids, and so forth. Now, interestingly enough, the White House did confirm with CNN that there's talk of expanding the Abrahamic Accords, which is the peace deal that Trump ratified back in, what was that, 20-something? I can't remember the year it was. You guys remember. Anyways, it was a few years back. He ratified this massive peace deal in the Middle East, and they have been talking for a really long time about adding nations onto that. Ultimately, they want to get Saudi Arabia involved. I don't think that Saudi Arabia is ready to align themselves with that deal. If Trump pulled that off, that would be huge, right? So, from a biblical prophecy perspective, I think that this meeting has potential to have a lot of meaning. We know that for certain biblical prophecies to be fulfilled, there have to be a number of actions taken, and the United States' relationship with Israel has to essentially become so fragile that they would not come to Israel's aid if Israel were to be attacked. And we read about this in a number of prophetic statements in Ezekiel, for instance. And on the flip side, if there were to be a proposed Palestinian state or two-state solution in Israel, without Israel being present, that would definitely sever their relationship with the United States. Netanyahu and the people of Israel would not look favorably on that. And additionally, that would put the United States in jeopardy of, let's just say, a number of bad things in Scripture that happen every single time an American president tries to push for a two-state solution. Go look at the history. Go look at the natural disasters. I'm just saying, bad things happen every single time. So I will keep you posted. I've been updating folks on my Instagram news channel and on Telegram news channel with events as they're developing, and I'll keep my eye on the situation as it changes and as we hear stuff coming out of the meeting in Saudi Arabia.